my name is Selene Avila Montes, and for my CSPU 618, for my Capstone Systems Change project, I decided to use something that affects my work on a daily basis. So before I get started with explaining what my needs assessment was, just a couple of overview regarding my district and the amount of counselors that we do have. So we have 39 counselors throughout our 25 sites. We do have 9 in the elementary school level. We have 9 in the middle school level and 21 in the high school level. And we actually do have 18 elementary schools, which means that our elementary school counselors are split between 2 sites. So that is why I have a full-time counselor made half-time, because that is what affects me at work on a daily basis. So these are just some of the responsibilities and duties that we have as school counselors, and for me, especially in the elementary school level. So we have the crisis assessment and intervention and all of these other duties. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see that we do have a lot on our plate, and it's hard when doing this for 2 schools. So for example, I'm at a school site, at 2 school sites, and I have a total caseload of 952 students between both sites. So it's hard to balance all of these duties and responsibilities when, having that, how can I put it? Like they want you to do a full-time work in 2 to 3 days. So the challenge and barrier that I put on here again is counselors are split between 2 sides, but because of that, we have bigger caseloads. We have, for example, myself, I've been unavailable during crisis. I've actually been at my alternate site when there was a crisis situation happening at site 1. And it's actually happened where teachers are being very unhappy on how long the referral process and everything takes. When I work with admin and the MTSS teams and everything, and I try to see the students as fast as possible, but that kind of leads towards myself and thinking that I may be neglecting students, but that's not the case at all. So my needs assessment, I had 36 total responses, and you can see kind of who answered my needs assessment. I did do it on Google Form, and not surprisingly, the 36 people that answered, all of them said no with is having a half-time counselor enough. And I'm just going to be reading some of the reasonings. So for example, counselor is easily accessible for crisis situations and other check-ins. In Spanish, tener a la consejera aquí me gustaría. Just having, the counselor available, I would prefer it. The flow between the referral and the service would be shorter and better as they are now, or than they are now, which again, I have no control over. Students get the help they need, and a parent who's actually had their student in a crisis actually put, is my student supposed to plan their crisis when the counselor is here? So my recommendations is a district-wide needs assessment between parents, staff, community members, that can be including students. Have a board meeting to really bring this to light, and then hire a full-time counselor at each site. That could be through grant funded, COVID relief, mental health grants that are out there. The state budget. So I know this year, $184 million was given to educators in the state of California. Um, and those were just some of the recommendations that I had.